Hello, it's Magicraid, community player here. Today we are back with another one, I suppose, third one. That would be the most today. And we're doing Reyna, the new Miracle Wishes hero that is dropping on Friday, 6th of December. Unrally, defense, green. Yeah, okay. She does look pretty good for PvP and all content at a first glance. Bleed hero, so she would help there a lot, I suppose. I don't think she brings too much for PvP, but we'll see. Okay, so S1 bleed damage based on her HP. Yeah, could be good. Strips 1 buff, provoke. Enhancement is kind of the same thing. 10% one layer of buff. And increases, okay, so increases the damage based on control effects. Ignore shield and provoke. Okay, not too great on the enhancement. S2. Pretty good, 15%. Also code 2 and also stun, which means she would have the control attack, so we can use her in the Bunny team instead of Popper, honestly. And Popper would make it back to the Crave team. Okay, so she's immune to stun, freeze, hypnotize, and imprison. So basically pretty much everything that's relevant in the end game meta. Early game you have a Sindus that would silence her, but I mean, yeah. So she gets 20 points, maximum 25. So if you have shield start, so like Wukong, Nordic, Set, Elise, and things like that grant shield at the start of the battle, you would gain 1 resonance point, which means you'd go to 25 right away, you would be enhanced. And right, okay, enhanced. She cannot gain anymore, so she would be enhanced throughout the whole battle, I suppose. Max HP is increased by 40% of her healing effect up to 52%. Max HP can be increased this way, so I don't know what the cap would be on that. And she grants all allies a layer of back to life, which kind of reminds me of Santa's Apple, where if you take fatal damage, you would be immune to that and restore 20% HP. That's pretty broken. That whole passive just makes her a top tier unit for PvP, that is. For PvE, maybe. We'll see. Okay, as for restoring HP, which is very needed, especially early on in the game. We don't have that many great healers, and for that faction it would allow us to comfortably farm the faction beast level 30. And just we need support in that faction. And she does grant them a shield, pretty substantial one. And she casts Maid's Protection, which I have no idea what's that. Oh, it's her S4. Again, after Reyna acts for turns, so you would want her to be fast. Well, you want everybody to be fast. Okay, that is pretty good, actually. Auto healing and auto shielding. Alright. So she'll pursue an attack in each of their turns up to 3 times. Alright, she can do some damage like me. Okay, this one increases the HP restoration of the, let's go with Santa Apple, and cleanses all debuffs from the ally. Alright, so 180%, so like nearly 40% HP, like 36% or so. Right? Right? I don't know, yeah. E3 mastery by 50% of self-healing effect up to 75. So you want healing effect, HP, and speed on her. And maybe some mastery. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one to build. When she casts Blade Rate, is that her skill too? Yeah. Proactively or because of other effects. What other effects would there be? I can't think of any. Alright. If self-healing is not lower than 100, increases the value of shield to 60% of Reyna's max HP. Of which shield? Of Mage's Protection? But this one is talking about Blade Rate, not Mage's Protection. I think this one might be a misspelling, because Mage's Protection is the only one that can be casted auto, like not passively. Wow, this one is pretty broken if you get to 150 healing effect, which is now pretty easy with the new emblems, by the way. You can get up to like 20-30 healing effect just from the emblems, and then like 30 from the artifact, and there's your 60. Yeah. Reyna is also immune to death when 5 or more allies survive. 5 or more, like we can have more than 5. Come on. Yeah, I think this is a typo. It should say Mage's Protection, because Mage's Protection mentions the shield. Yeah, this one doesn't mention shielding. Alright, so all in all, a pretty good unit, I would say, and a very good bait for us just before the Christmas limited. And yeah, if you're a low spender or not a spender, I wouldn't recommend going for her. You could try your luck to reduce your PT, but don't be disappointed if you pull her and kind of wreck your PT for the limited. Yeah, she is pretty good. She'll definitely make it into the 5v5 meta and maybe into the 3v3 meta. Maybe even in the classic arena. We'll see how relevant she is. I don't think she is that relevant in there, but we'll have to see. Overall, kind of reminds me of Elise. Elise is a nice unit, does a lot of things, but at the same time, not too much PvE usage, and in the current meta, Elise is not doing much, but I think she will do, Reyna will do a lot more, just because she is CC immune, almost, a lot of shielding that cannot be removed, a very good amount of shield healing, Santa Apple, some crowd control, some cleansing. That's not too relevant because you need to die to be cleansed, but yeah. And then she's immune to that, which is alright, I guess. I mean, we do have Erato in the game. She'll just kill everybody anyways if they get to that low of percentage, but in PvE it might be very helpful. In terms of damage, I cannot say. I think she would do alright damage, especially with the pursue and attacks. You would want her in a control team, I would say. Yeah, so you need control units with her, and this is where Pani and Nazil really shine, along with Elise or Santa. And then what we're doing currently in the end game is use Giselle in that team, just to make the team probably one of the best teams, if not the best, with the addition of Reyna. We'll see, but I think it might be beating everything. I think it is beating everything right now in 5v5, but not in 3v3. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this review. We'll have to see how good she is, but yeah, I have a feeling she'll be better than Elise. See you in the next one. Bye bye.